The shocking wave that swept across Japanese baseball this week came from an unexpected place, the Samurai Japan roster. As the team prepared for its highly anticipated international showcase, the lineup that was supposed to represent the pride of Japan began to crumble. What started as a few players stepping aside for conditioning reasons soon turned into a domino effect of withdrawals that left fans stunned, coaches scrambling, and media outlets buzzing with theories about what was really happening behind the scenes. It all began quietly, with whispers that some pitchers were feeling fatigued after the long NPB season. Most assumed it was the usual off-season wear and tear. But the moment Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters ace Hiromi Ito officially withdrew due to physical conditioning issues, the tone of the conversation changed completely. Ito isn't just any player, he's a core member of the Samurai Japan rotation, known for his icy composure and near-flawless control. For him to pull out this close to the national team's training camp raised eyebrows immediately. The official announcement came from the fighters' PR department, citing that Ito was not in ideal shape to compete and that the decision was made to prioritize his long-term health. Yet, the timing couldn't have been worse. Just 2 days earlier, 3 players, including Chihaya Tanamaiki from the Chiba Lotte Marines, had also withdrawn, citing similar reasons. To fans, it began to look less like coincidence and more like a worrying trend. Japanese social media exploded within minutes. Hashtags like #Samurai Japan Crisis and #Ito Withdrawal began trending on X, formerly Twitter. Comment sections filled with frustrated fans who felt that the national team was losing its competitive edge before even stepping on the field. Others defended the players, insisting that pushing themselves after a full season of 140-plus games could lead to injuries that might affect their careers. The coaching staff, led by Samurai Japan manager Hirokazu Ibata, tried to calm the storm. In interviews, Ibata emphasized that the team's priority was the players' health and readiness, not just fielding big names. Still, his tone hinted at concern. "We will adjust accordingly," he said, but insiders close to the team revealed that behind closed doors, there was frustration. The meticulous balance of the roster had been shattered. Ito's absence leaves a massive hole. His 2025 season with Nippon Ham had been one of his most consistent, a 2.15 ERA, top-tier strikeout rate, and an ability to dominate under pressure. Losing him means Samurai Japan not only loses a top arm but also a leader in the clubhouse. Teammates described him as a stabilizing force, the kind of player who could lift the energy of everyone around him. The same goes for the other recent withdrawals. Tanamaiki, for example, had been pegged as a breakout star. His ability to pitch long innings and adapt to any role made him invaluable. When he announced his withdrawal, citing fatigue and tightness in his shoulder, the ripple effect was immediate. It forced the coaching staff to reshuffle bullpen roles and potentially call up inexperienced pitchers. By the evening, Japanese sports talk shows were dominated by speculation. Analysts debated whether this wave of withdrawals was purely due to physical strain or if there was a deeper issue at play, perhaps dissatisfaction with scheduling, player insurance, or communication between the league and the national team. Some even wondered if players were quietly protesting the lack of rest time given between the end of the NPB season and Samurai Japan's call-up. The timing indeed raised questions. The NPB season had just ended weeks earlier, and many players were still recovering from grueling months of competition. Going straight into national team duty meant almost no break, and for pitchers, that's a huge risk. The delicate balance between representing one's country and protecting one's career suddenly became the center of national debate. Meanwhile, in Hokkaido, fans of the fighters were torn. On one hand, they were disappointed that Ito wouldn't be representing Japan, but on the other, they respected the decision. "He's our ace," one fan told a local reporter. "If he needs to rest now to be great again next year, then so be it." The Japanese Baseball Federation, however, now faces a logistical nightmare. Each withdrawal forces them to find replacements on short notice, disrupting training schedules and chemistry building. The more players who step aside, the harder it becomes to maintain the same level of competitiveness that fans expect from Samurai Japan, a team historically known for its discipline, depth, and unity. Behind the scenes, scouts and staff were working around the clock to find suitable replacements. Names from the younger generation of NPB talent began to surface, pitchers in their early 20s who showed flashes of brilliance but had never experienced the pressure of wearing the national uniform. This could be their chance, but it also put enormous pressure on their shoulders. Adding to the tension was the memory of Japan's recent success on the international stage. The bar had been set high after their victory in the 2023 World Baseball Classic, where stars like Shohei Ohtani and Yu Darvish carried the nation to glory. Fans now expected every Samurai Japan roster to be equally powerful. Watching key players step back for conditioning reasons felt, to many, like the magic was slipping away. Sports journalists began connecting the dots, suggesting that Japan's system of relying heavily on its stars year after year might be unsustainable. The physical demands of modern baseball, especially for pitchers, have intensified. Pitch counts, long seasons, travel, and playoff intensity all add up. And when those same players are asked to immediately represent their country afterward, it's a lot to handle. The domino withdrawals highlighted a problem that had been quietly brewing for years. Japan's players are expected to give their all for both club and country, often with little recovery time. It's a cultural expectation rooted in pride and commitment, but even the toughest athletes have limits. Fans on online forums expressed mixed emotions. Some said, "We'd rather have them healthy for the next WBC than see them risk injury now." Others lamented, "Where's the samurai spirit? The pride of representing Japan should come first." This clash between tradition and modern sports science became a heated discussion across media outlets. In the days following Ito's announcement, rumors began circulating that a few more players were also considering withdrawal. The federation tried to downplay it, but insiders hinted that additional announcements were possible. The sense of uncertainty grew. Every morning, fans refreshed their feeds, worried about who might be next. Meanwhile, Ibata and his coaching team were in damage control mode. They began revising their strategy, preparing contingency plans, and exploring how to reconfigure their pitching rotation. They emphasized adaptability and resilience, qualities deeply ingrained in Japanese baseball culture. But there's also a silver lining. For younger, lesser-known players, this crisis could be an opportunity to shine. Some fans started to rally behind the idea that a new generation might emerge from this turmoil, players hungry to prove themselves and carry the Samurai Japan legacy forward. Still, the sense of unease lingers. With so many key names stepping away, questions loom about how competitive this new-look Samurai Japan can really be. Can raw talent and enthusiasm compensate for the absence of proven stars? Can the team's chemistry hold together despite the rapid roster changes?